talk now? They talk now.
From the Padawan Academy Studios, here is the Padawan Collector.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. This is going to be, I think, a really interesting show because there's a lot going on. We have in the house today the maker of this case right here. These cases, Drew Tegg from Collector Displays. I think, in my opinion, and I have had this case for years now. In my opinion, to the best Star Wars cases or action figure cases, because he just doesn't make Star Wars cases. The best action figure cases that you can have in your collection, because you guys know how I think, and I've said this even before I began this collection, is that if you're going to be an action figure collector or a connoisseur of collecting items, you want to make sure that how you display it and where you display it is just as important as the action figures that you buy. So he's going to be on the show. And we're also going to have Mrs. Padawan on the show with us today, playing a very interesting game called Name That Action Figure. I think that's going to be fun. But right now, what I want to do is talk about the Haslab. Right now, we are at 5,600 backers. It's going to take 8,000 backers to do this, and we have 16 days left. Do you guys think that we're going to do it? Let me know. I did back it, and the reasons why that I did back it are because I'm going to use it for action figure photography and videography. I'm most likely going to sell the carded figures that go with it. But yeah, that's what we're doing. But I really want to go over my journey that I had in deciding what action figure case I was going to get, because I knew I just didn't want to display these on a shelf. I wanted either a custom action figure display cabinet that I would make, or, you know, I saw the D12s. I saw a lot of different options. But when I saw what Collector Displays Drew Tegg was making, it was really a no-brainer. And we're going to have Drew on in a little while, and we're going to go over the reasons why I got mine. The video that you're seeing here is actually me doing the unboxing and the configuring of it. And if you watch that video, you'll see how easy it is to put together. The reason why I'm like so excited about it is because like I am a true fan of these. So without further ado, I would love to bring on Drew to the stage. So there he is. There's the man himself, Drew Tegg.
Oh, yeah.
Drew, how you doing?
Yeah, good, mate. Really good.
It's been a long time since we had a discussion since you were on here, so it's good having you on again.
Yeah. I think last time I was on, we did a duck race to win a case, I think.
Yeah. All right, so for those of you who don't know, when I hit 10,000 subscribers, Drew generously donated one of these cases, and one of you all won a case. And I've always said, when I get to 100,000 subscribers, I'm going to buy a case from Drew. I will buy the case from you, Drew. I'm going to fill it with action figures, all 92 action figures. When I hit 100,000, I'm going to give somebody a full case of those action figures. Whoever, like, you know, I think that's going to be like the best giveaway ever. And yeah, I might enter my own giveaway if I can.
I will.
That's going to be pretty sick. Yeah, I think everyone wants to enter that one. But yeah, 100,000 is going to get that case filled with action figures. So Drew, how you doing, man?
Yeah, really good, really good. Yeah. It's 5 o'clock on a Saturday here, and there's loads of football on. We're soccer mad over here this time of the year because it's Euros.
Yeah, so I bet you have the monitors going on, or at least somebody has.
Well, I can hear it in the other room.
Oh, that's excellent. So we'll make this kind of quick then, because I know how it is during football season. If my team is playing, I want to know what's going on. But a lot of my viewers and friends of mine have been asking a lot of questions that I maybe could answer, but I figured that who is the best person to answer these questions other than you? You know what I mean? So
yeah.
So what I wanted to do was here's your website right here. And so my first introduction to how I discovered you was really doing a search on the web, and that's how I like tripped on you. But yeah, you have a Facebook group that you have, and it's full of people who've bought your items from you, and I love going there because there's some questions that I have that I can just get them answered on there and stuff like that, like right away.
Cool.
But when I found your collection, like your cases, as we're seeing through the scroll right here, there's a lot of different options. And like the one that I got is, I would say, is the best for me because I'm collecting the 90, the 96, the 92, the mine ended up being 107 because I have variants.
Yeah.
But because on mine, I have the extension planks where I can put like, you know, both tooths or, you know, my both smiling, non-smiling Landos. But how did
I was never going to collect variants either, and I think I've got like 6 or 7 now.
Yeah. How did you come up with the case? And like I think your background's interesting on like, you know, because it just seemed like it was natural to start doing these, you know.
Yeah. So it was kind of, so I was an architect designer, but doing a lot of retail. So as part of that, I designed a lot of retail fittings and fixtures and stuff like that. And I was working for myself at the time, and I had started collecting, and I wanted somewhere to put my figures. So I designed something, and then it just skyrocketed off the back of that. People were just asking, "Can you make me one? Can you make me one?" And then it was born. And then I gave up my day job because I didn't have a lot of choice.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through all of your different configurations.
Yeah,
and the reason why I wanted everybody to know that you're an architect is because the way that the cabinets are built, they're everything is so well fitted.
Yeah,
you know, it's so well fit, it's so well designed. You know, the way that everything fits together, from the way that the plates go on, the way that the side panels go on, the way that, you know, the UV protection panel goes on. I think that's very cool. And when I was looking for cases, UV protection was something that I was thinking about, but it was something that, you know, even if I was going to do a custom case, I would have to kind of drill my own acrylics, get the acrylic, you know, manufacturer to send me the, you know, specs or whatever I needed to do, cut them, fit them, everything like that. So I like that you have your own covering to them. But check this out. The Masters of the Universe case is something that I at least want to get the first, like, there's the 40 case right here. I know I can fill it up really quick. I do want to get into Motu. And then somebody just asked me this the other day. Does somebody make do you make wrestling configurations? And the answer obviously is that you do. Yeah.
I actually do. I do too. That one holds, again, that's probably about 40 to 50 figures, I think it is.
Yeah.
But I do another one which is much taller that holds the full run of Hasbro. But it's quite a beast. So it's, at the moment, I haven't done any overseas deliveries with it. But now that I've got it sussed, I can actually, basically, I can deliver any of my cases now worldwide.
Yeah, and another question that people ask me all the time is, how do the figures rest on the how do the figures rest? So what we're looking at here is, like, we're looking at slots, and in these slots, the fasteners go in. So like the stands go on. So that's the way that, you know, people would do that.
Yeah.
And I know that, did you have different, like, prototypes that you were making before you settled on the final ones?
So for me, I'd seen some people had done some options with shelves and stuff, but I didn't want that. I wanted the figure to be the hero. Yeah. So I didn't want loads of other stuff going on in the case. So that was the idea with the slots, designed for the figure stands, is that you put those in, and actually all you can see are the figures and the name by the side, and that's it. Yeah, it looks really clean. Let me see if I can zoom in on one of them. Yeah, it just looks really clean, you know. And, you know, I got the card back style with the card with the card bubbles on there. Yeah. But these right here, the way that it just looks like, you know, the photography that Kim Simmons would do, or any of the photographers, it just looks so clean that my next case that I get, because I do want to do another run, I want to get the yellow back. Yeah, I really like that. I haven't got any spare, but I wanted to have that one up here. So the reason I've got the blue one, the Hyperspeed one, is that it's like I'd taken it to a show and I couldn't really sell it after that, so I just put it up on my wall. That's amazing.
No, yeah, there's so many cool options, and this is the one you're talking about right here, the hyperspace.
That's it. Yeah, that's the one I've got.
Yeah,
I really like that though.
No, I really like that one too. Yeah, and how many different backs do you make?
Oh, I think the options in those cases, I think I've probably got about 40 different backs and configurations of cases. It's just loads, because there's people are constantly asking for slight changes to things, which is fine. But what I tend to do is wait until lots of people have asked for the same thing, and then I go about prototyping it and putting it on the site. Because otherwise, you can imagine I'd be there. I'd be making a new case every day.
Right. Gary Moore says you're missing the Portugal game, Drew.
I know.
maybe Gary, if you want to give us some updates, we can just post them right here. That way, whoever wants to leave us like live updates, do it.
Yeah.
And then Golf says it right. It's like, I bought this case a year ago and couldn't be happier. It's definitely the center point. It is. It really becomes the center point. And I definitely recommend this cabinet to any collector. Thank you, Drew. That's awesome. It really does become a center point. Like I was saying, it's like I was really planning on shelves, right? D-tall for shelves.
Yeah.
And this one, it really becomes a center point, right? It's like all of a sudden it makes the figures. Even if and I've known some great replica Star Wars props buyers who have these gorgeous displays and it looks like a museum. Yeah. And then there was two of my friends who both have amazing collections. They have museum collections. Yeah. And they had the 92, the 96 that they wanted to display. And they asked me, what's the best way to display them? And I turned them on to you. And inside their amazing museum collections, this is right in there with it. And it fits perfectly. Like it looks like a museum case. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just elevates so much. And then I put mine on a floating stand where I can roll it and I put LEDs behind it. And it looks awesome. I think it looks awesome.
Great.
And a lot of people ask me too, is like the delivery process. Like you're in the UK, for those of you who don't recognize his accent, he has a very distinguished British accent.
Distinguished. Love it.
Distinguished, yes. It's like that voice makes anything sound better, I think. It's the shipping for me. That's the most back and forth that me and you had, because I remember at the time you had just started shipping it and you made your first shipping process to the United States. Yeah. And I was in contact with that gentleman and I was asking him, like, how did it go? Like, were you pleased? And the gentleman said yes. So that very second I contacted you and said, okay, please ship it to me.
Well, that was the hardest thing to get right, the shipping. Yeah. It really was, because as you can imagine, that acrylic panel, it's tough, but we all know what delivery drivers are like, So I just had to make sure that it was really robustly packaged. And that packaging system probably took me about 6 months to develop and get it absolutely right. And it's now my standard style of packaging to go out, except the only difference is I think yours probably had cardboard on the front and the back. I actually now send it out with the bottom of it is a 3mm thick timber panel.
Oh, nice.
Rather than cardboard. So the face panel sits on that timber panel and it just gives it much more protection against impact.
Yeah, so it's like a thin particle board that just...
That's it. Yeah, you've got it.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I mean...
I've sent... Sorry, Joe. I think I've sent something like 800 or 900 overseas now, and I think I've had maybe 3 that have got damaged.
Yeah.
So all in all, it's pretty good.
Well, that's amazing, because what we're seeing here is my unboxing, and everything comes compact, everything comes labeled, and if you watch this video right here, it's very much. I was going through the instructions and going through everything. Yeah. If I didn't have the cameras on, if I wasn't noodling with the cameras, it probably would have taken me about, I would say, a good solid 30 minutes for me when I open to where I'm putting action figures in, because everything is nicely labeled. Everything is nicely packaged. It's, in the beginning, I showed that I only used about 4 tools. Yeah. Which is correct. Like I didn't have to go through anything else. It was a hammer. It was a screwdriver. I believe you supply all the nails and you supply all the hardware. And then if you get the LED, all you have to do is like, have some scissors to cut the LED or an X-Acto knife.
That's it.
But that's it. And it was pretty, to me, the act of collecting and the act of storing your action figures is like a ritual. And I think we were talking about that earlier, is that to me, unboxing this and creating it, it was like a cool little ritual. It was like a cool little like project. And then for me, every time I get a new action figure and storing it in your collecting case, it's like a checklist for me, like a visual checklist. It's pretty cool. It's pretty
I have to say, so I completed my run as well. And after I put the last figure in, my heart sank a bit because I was a bit like, what am I going to do now?
But I think, oh, hold on, let's hold that thought, because my journey is still continuing. And the one case I wanted to talk to you about was your new your grading case.
Yeah.
And
I think it's probably on the last page.
Yeah. So I was really excited about this because I was really going through the options of what am I going to do for my grading display. And, I think I saw a lot of other collectors who had built custom shelving, or like the detolf route, or some cabinets and things like that. But when I saw that you were making one, I was like, oh, this is great, because now it fits the motif that I'm going for. But yeah, I really like what you're doing here with this grading shelf. And this does have a panel as well, right? It
does, yeah. So there's a couple of options on there, because it's quite a big face panel, and it's quite a size and weight to it. I wanted people to have the option of either just having the trim that goes around the edge, so that you can then you can just put the figures in and out in their cases, because they're already UV protected in the cases. Basically, it is just providing dust protection.
Right.
So yeah, there's a couple of options. That's the no face option, and then there's an option with face panel as well, and that comes with, so you have individual acrylic shelves that go in. You have magnetic nameplates to go on the front, so it's designed for them to go in order, because as you can imagine, the grading cases are all very slightly different heights and widths. Right. So it's had to be designed specifically to go in order, but you can move them around to some degree. But you can probably see there on the bottom two shelves, they're quite a lot higher than the rest, because you've got things like a Man, an EV99, and the much taller figures need that taller shelf. So they really can only go on those tall ones.
Okay, good. That was my question to you, because I know that, even figures like IG88, who are taller, so you've really configured that to say, that's what I'm going to ask you, like the IG88 figure, I can fit that into Empire Strikes Back, and you've made that
exactly.
Room.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing
and that took a while, because it's been designed. So there's a company over here called GW Acrylic who make self-grading kits. Yeah. I'll show you one. Hang on.
Okay, great.
So it basically looks like a graded figure. Ignore this. This isn't what they do, but the case itself. You put all the the items, you put them in and position them yourself. And these are all slightly bigger than AFA and UKG cases. So I designed it based on these because they're bigger. And what it means is that all of the types of grading cases you can get for the figures will fit in.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, that was a real big question I had is
there should be some photographs of a full cabinet on one of the options.
Let's check that out. So it's somewhere on this page right here.
Yeah. Well, if you go back to all the other options, can you scroll up and just see? Click on that. The top right there.
Right here. This one right here.
Yeah. Just click on that one. I've definitely put some other pictures in them because I've got filled. If you can't see the arrow because it's white, but if you click around,
there we go. There we go. Okay.
That gives you a better idea of what it looks like finally. There you
go. There we go.
That's one that's sort of partially filled.
No, that's great though. And yeah, you can see the cases for a man-to-man on the bottom.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, even like the wide ones like Han.
Yeah.
You know?
And you can see the individual shelves there as well, the individual acrylics.
Yeah, that's great. And do they come with the pill, the naming pill also?
Yeah, all the full set plus blue snag as well.
Oh, that's
so
great.
You basically
you can collect the red snag or the blue snag, or can you do both, or is it?
Yeah, because there's on the bottom shelf, you've basically got probably room for about 5 or 6 other figures.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
After the full 96.
This is great. Yeah, this is perfect. Yeah, because I don't plan, for my grading run at least, I don't plan on doing variants. And if I get a variant, I'll probably replace it, and just sell it. Yeah.
So that one you're looking at there, that has a full face panel on it. But the option that doesn't have the full face panel looks exactly the same to all intents and purposes. It just hasn't got the clear bit in the middle. So you can access stuff without having to take the panel off.
Yeah, because I know a lot of collectors, especially the ones who want easy access to their collections, don't want that face panel. Yeah, I think however, want the face panel.
Yeah,
I think it just it matches the because I have two of your cabinets on the top.
Yeah.
Obviously the 96. Well, for me it's the 107, and on the bottom I have the creature case.
Yeah,
where I put Jabba, the Rancor, my Tauntauns, things like that. And yeah, I think I want the faceplate just so I can match the set, And I was also gonna get, because I have the books from Red 5 Design.
Yeah.
And I have 2 of their books. One I just gave away to a very, very lucky viewer, because right now they're out of print, but they are going to go back into print pretty soon. So I have 2, and the reason why I got 2 was because I wanted one that I could have and I could thumb through.
Yeah.
I haven't marked it up yet with pen. I don't want to. And then the other one that I have, I'm going to put it into a case. Just because to me, those are collector's items.
Absolutely. I think, to be honest, the minute they'd finished designing it, it was already a collector's item.
Yeah. And, I've seen these things resell for 2 or 3 times their amount because they're so rare in print right now. Yeah. But, the minute that I saw you have these cases for them, I thought that was a perfect idea because of their collectability.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm really glad that you got this. I do have the regular blue one, so I'll most likely get the blue. And it looks just like the book. It's very like Art Deco. It's very like regal. So I like the way that you matched the display of
well, it was really great because I worked with Gianni and Greg quite closely on the design for these.
Yeah.
And they were kind enough to let me use their logo at the top, and I think it really ties it all in.
It really does.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like you go into a collector's library, a person who collects books.
Yeah.
And the most rare books they have, they put it into cases like this, like those vacuum sealed, the glass cases that the air's just been sucked out of them. But obviously you want to take the case off, which the UV protecting case does come off.
Correct. It just lifts on and off like normal.
Yeah, that way in case you need to go in there and flip through it. But I got 2, one to display and one to use.
Yeah. Those ones as well, they come with a leg on the back that just folds down. So if you wanted to, you can just have it on a tabletop. Yeah.
One thing I also wanted to talk to you about, because I'm getting into the ships and vehicles, is the displays that you have now for loose action figure, or not loose action figures, for loose loose vehicles. I think these are amazing. So how did you come up with doing these?
Well, so basically all of I've actually got another website called Modboxit, which is the main place where I sell the boxes. But what I wanted to do was come up with a design where I could make it quite modular. So the panels can go either way round. They all slot together. And I can go up to, well, ATAT size, which you can see behind me there, which is 600 wide by 500 high. And I keep all those panels in stock. So on my other website, you can literally just type in the size that you want, and it will configure it, and then give you an order with all the panels and things that you need.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because I have the signed Ahsoka lightsabers.
Yes,
and there's 2 of them. So yeah, I was actually looking for a display case for it. Yeah. But now that I can just go and like, you know, do the measurements myself and just order that. And then they also come with the bases and stuff like that.
Yeah, so it's the base, all the sides and the lid. And there are some which are already pre-designed, like the ATAT case, where it comes with the graphic, a nameplate, the base and everything like that. Or if you want to configure your own, you can input all the sizes that you need, and then you can choose graphics as well. So I've got like some standard desert Tatooine scenes, ice like that, the forest scene for stuff that's like Endor based, and you just literally just tick a button, and I'll put the graphic on it and send it out.
That's pretty cool. So can you configure your own graphics, like your own nameplate?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, just write it in the notes, whatever you want. I mean, I do standard ones, but yeah, you can configure your own. There's a section where you can actually type in what you want on the nameplate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but you know, for this right here, like this is.
So those ones that are pre-done, the nameplates for those are already made up. I have like hundreds of them that I just pick out of a box. But if you configure your own, you can. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't take long to make them. So if you wanted something special, just let me know.
Yeah, but it's kind of cool because I know the people who, or like myself, who like treating these as like museum objects, you know, and for the people who have like replica displays, you know, prop helmets, you know, the reason why I like these is that they fit right in with those really like museum quality cases is what I like to call them.
Yeah.
But what's coming up new? What's coming up next, Drew?
Right. So, well, at the moment, I'm in the middle. People have been asking me for years to do cases for comics. And I kind of steered away from it because I thought, okay, so someone's got a comic collection of, let's say, 15,000 comics.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? So I've kind of had my arm twisted a bit, but so what I'm concentrating on is two different versions. One which is a case about the same size as this one, which holds 12, I think it is, 10 to 12 comics.
Yeah.
But also supplying the cases for the comics as well. So they're in a UV acrylic case that goes in, and they just sit on a ledge on a shelf with a groove in it. And those are very simple, just black and white, but it means it's an illuminated thing, and it really. So what I'm kind of basing that on is, yes, you've got thousands of comics, but there's probably only a few that you really want to display. You know.
Yeah. For me, it's I'm trying to do at least the first runs of the Star Wars comics. I only have 3 right now.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get my other collection going, my vehicles, my ships. I just finished the play sets. But in the background, I'm collecting the comics, right? Yeah. So it'd be cool to get that display going on, you know. And then you also have the coins too. And I was about to get the coin case from you because I have the only one I'm missing is Yak Face.
Great.
So I can put all those coins on display too in one of the cases that you make. Kind of cool.
And those are the coin displays are based on the displays that the reps used to use to take them around to the shops. And also, going back to the comic one, I'm also doing a shelving system, which is it's much simpler, and it doesn't have lights or a face panel, but it is a way of being able to display them neatly in the acrylic cases that I supply with them. So you'd get so you can either have a 900 wide, 1200 wide, so like 3 foot, 4 foot, 5 foot wide shelf, any number of them, and then I supply the right amount of acrylic holders for each one. So that again, that'll be it'll be a much cheaper option.
Yeah, so
but it means it'll just keep it neat and tidy.
Yeah, Gary just said it's only 108, so I guess I have to get. I'm assuming he's talking about what the coin displays.
Don't know.
But yeah, so Drew, like I can't wait for those comic things to come out. When would you have that as a prototype available for like on your website or to show?
So I've just finished designing the first one. What I probably need to do is put some feelers out with some sort of sneak peeks of it to some comic collectors to get some feedback.
Yeah.
And then it will be within 5 or 6 weeks probably.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I'll have the first prototype. The problem with a lot of these things is that if I'm designing for something that I don't have any of, it makes it much longer process to get it right. So it looks like I'm probably going to be having to buy some comics as well.
Well, just if you want some feedback, send it my way. That way I can do some measurements and kind of see what's going to go on. But it'd be great to have that comic book display.
Yeah.
As a part of that whole thing that goes to my main office. I think that'd be really cool. Oh, the Star Wars comics 1 through 108. I know. But what I really want to do, Gary, is get at least the first 10, like the first 10 series of the Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
That'd look great.
Yeah, that would look really great. So Drew, keep us posted, man. And anytime you want to come on and show us what you got, let me know. But I really can't wait to both get the graded action figure case and then in the coin case. I think that's going to look really great in my walls.
There's something else I'm working on as well while I think about it. So over here, there's a Facebook group called Minimox who make these tiny 3D printed figures. You might be able to see just here.
Yeah, right back here.
I make display boards for them. They're just foam board at the moment. So it's a really similar style.
That's cool.
To the display cases.
That's cool, man.
Yeah. I love them. It's my new obsession.
Pretty cool.
So what I'm doing at the moment, I started making these for the members on the Facebook group, and I've sold, I don't know, maybe 30 or 40 of them. But they're all asking me for full cases for them to go in. So there is going to be basically a tiny version of my big display cabinets as well that I'm working on at the moment.
Well, Chalupa Cabra says make a case for the board games, but it's the mod cases would be great for that.
Exactly. Yeah. I've got. I mean, if I spin, I'm going to spin the camera around just a second. So behind me here.
See, look, that's money right there. That's
so those are all those are designed for the Kallax IKEA units. And then I've got around here, I've got my little my Atari in one.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
So the LED lights inside them, are those inside your case?
No, they're not. I mean, I can supply them with lights.
Okay.
But what I've done on the Kallax is there's actually a video on, I think it might be on my YouTube channel, where I've basically you cut a slot into the front. You cut a slot in here. You put a piece of black L-shaped angle in, and then you can attach the lights all the way across on the top. So then over here, I've just got a little switch on there. Yeah. So that's just a homemade thing for that, really. But I also do little strips which come with a battery pack if you want with these cases as well.
Well, even what you did right there with your lunch pail display.
Yeah.
Is that the Ewoks? The Ewoks lunch pail?
That's the Ewoks one.
Yeah. Because I have.
And I've got there's some Dixie cups in there as well.
Yeah, that's super rad. Yeah, because I've been looking for some options for my lunch pails.
Yeah.
I have the my sister just got them for me. It's the old plastic cups, the cup set. Yeah, and right now they're inside my cabinets, like just in the dark. And I want to put them out as like a display piece. So that's kind of cool. I like the way that you did this. That's cool.
I'm completely out of room now in this little I mean, this is probably 3 meters square, something like that, and it's absolutely packed to the rafters. But I'm currently waiting for my son to move out. He's just put an offer in. He's put an offer in on a house, so hopefully by the end of summer I'll have another room, and that's going to have all of my 80s nostalgic collection, cool. Which is the other side of the stuff I collect. So it'll free up a bit more space in here.
Yeah, Gary says he's gonna make the droids run 1 to 8 at the San Diego Comic-Con. Maybe I'll see you at San Diego Comic-Con, Gary. That'd be cool. But yeah, the display case I think is a great option if you have. Those. And, the hot toys. Well, if you have the hot toys, you can just get the mod case, right?
Exactly.
The mod case. I think that's cool.
There's also on the website. There's loads of shelved options as well now. Yeah. There's one I've just designed, which is the same size as the other cases, but it comes with acrylic shelves. So if you've got some of the modern 3.75 stuff, comes with accessories and bits like that, which don't quite work on a stand just slotting into the back.
Okay.
So yeah, that's a new option that I've just started.
No, but I like how many options you have here, like for action force, and then for like Lego helmets and things like that.
That's actually my son's.
That's super rad.
He was saying to his girlfriend when they went to view this house, they've put an offer in on that. The first thing he wanted was to find where the helmet case was going.
Yeah, and then you have one for Joe's. That's awesome. Yeah. That's pretty rad. All right, Drew. Well, anytime you want to come on, please come on.
Yes, I will do, mate.
And yeah, as soon as you have that comic thing that you can show to our audience, I think that'd be cool to go through and just do a show breaking it down and like show me.
Yeah, let's do that. I'll get one. I'll get one made up, and then I'll give you a shout and let you know. Yeah,
but thanks for making such I think a cool product, and I hope one day I can come out and hang out with you like an Echo Lab or something like that. That'd be super.
That'd be great. Everyone that goes always asks if you're coming over, and I always say I'm sure he wants to, but
I really want to, just because like I've been in contact with people over there. I bought from a ton of people who are Echo members. So yeah, I would love to go and just hang out. I think that'd be cool. Yeah. So what about doing focus cases like a Farm Boy Luke? You know what? I think that's what the yellow cases are for. Like you can definitely turn.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The ones that are blank, you can put in whatever you like.
Yeah.
And it's the problem with the focus case is it's quite niche, and it takes a long time to do the artwork and prep for a particular design. So if I'm only going to sell one or two, it's just about putting your time into the right areas, really.
I get it. Well, all right, Drew, thanks a lot, man. And
no props.
Like I can't wait to get the graded set, the graded figure case from you, and then the coin case. So keep rocking, man. Like you make some great stuff. Yeah, thanks for coming on. It was great talking to you.
Thanks, mate.
I'll see you later. Bye, Drew. Bye. Right now we do have somebody very, very cool coming on too. I think Mrs. Padawan, you want to come over here and hang out with me? We're gonna play. For those of you who don't know, this is Mrs. Padawan. Say hi, Mrs. Padawan.
Hi, Mrs. Padawan.
So, you're in. How do I describe this? All right. So you're a Star Wars fan. Mm-hmm. You're a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
I think one of the first years the first year that we were together, second year we were together, you made me a Darth Vader cake.
Yes.
Because
a 3D sculpted Darth Vader helmet.
Mrs. Padawan is a chef. So she made me a full-on 3D Darth Vader cake. It was super cool.
It was my first 3D cake.
It was super cool, though. So she's a Star Wars fan. I don't know her. I really don't know your level of Star Wars fandom. Right?
I would say a connoisseur. A Star Wars connoisseur, not fan. I can't say mega uber fan.
Yeah, because you're not a collector.
I support you.
Yeah, you're not a collector. You don't collect yourself, but you love the movies. You love you love the stories. Mm-hmm. So that's all cool. So I think what we're gonna play today, I don't want to say it's a test. It's just, can you name That Star Wars figure.
I have test anxiety. Oh, God.
No. It's not cool because if you don't know the name, make up a name, right? What do you think this Star Wars character is named?
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So I think you pretty much know the first one.
All right.
I think you do.
Yeah, that's R2D2.
That's R2D2. That's right. That's right. And
That's good.
all of these are just from the first Star Wars movie. We're not going to show any Empire Strikes Back. We're not going to show any Return of the Jedi. All of these are just going to be from the first Star Wars movie. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And like, so you know this one because you made a cake for me.
That's Darth Vader.
That is Darth Vader.
Taco.
That is Darth Vader inside a taco. Yes. Inside a black taco.
It's good ink.
That's funny. That's funny. All right. So this next one.
Boba Fett.
It's Boba Fett. Right.
Yeah.
Right. I thought you were going to call this like the Mandalorian.
No.
Okay. So Boba Fett. All right. I didn't know if you actually knew Boba Fett.
It looks different than the Mandalorian.
Yeah, because it's paint apps, right? Yeah. All right. So she knows Boba Fett. All right, this one right here.
It looks like a fungus that you'd find on someone's foot or something. Siegfried. We're gonna name him Siegfried.
All right, this is Siegfried. All right,
the moldy mayhem.
That's correct. From now on, this is Siegfried. All right, the next one. And left coast is left coast is right. So if you don't know left coast, he makes some great Star Wars art. Great artist in his own right. I've seen people at Disneyland wearing his art, and I think that's cool. So
what is it?
Oh, Left Coast Graphics. He's
this thing. Am I
that
gonna
thing?
find out the real names?
Oh, Hammerhead. Lay the Hammerhead on her. That's why I brought it up because there we go.
That looks like something that you'd find underneath a desk.
But what's its name?
The Watermelon Wiggler.
This is the Watermelon Wiggler. Yes, you're right. This is the Watermelon Wiggler. Yeah, I mean, we did give you a little hint. It was the Hammerhead. So this guy's name.
That's a Hammerhead.
This guy's name is actually Hammerhead. If anybody knows the actual Star Wars canon name inside, well, I guess it was Legends. But what's his real name? But in the Kenner world, the action figure world, this is Hammerhead. All right, ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm. That's the face you make when you stub your toe on the bed. I'm gonna call him Nostrils.
Nostrils?
Nostrils.
This is Nostrils.
Is that his name?
You're absolutely right. This is
it's not.
It's
Am
not.
I really?
No, but it's.
Oh.
But from now on, this is Nostrils. All right. I think we have 3 more to go.
Oh man, I'm failing miserably.
I mean, like Siegfried. I like Siegfried. So we got Siegfried. Where's Siegfried at? Siegfried.
Watermelon Wiggler.
Watermelon Wiggler.
And Nostrils.
Nostrils. All right, ready for the next one?
All right. The Waffle Waddler.
The Waffle Waddler?
Yeah.
So why the Waffle Waddler?
Look at his little things on its head. It looks like the little patterns on a waffle.
I'm not saying you're wrong. His name could
and
be.
Its color. Isn't it like a waffle?
All right, Waffle Waddler.
Yeah.
Good job. That's correct.
No, it can't be.
Do you want to know the real
Why
name?
is everything like food related? Okay, I got problems.
Do you want to know the real name or no?
It's not Waffle Waddler. It's Waffle Eater.
This is Waffle Waddler.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to know the real name or should we just not even go there?
Yeah, let's go there.
All right. This is the Sand Person or Tusken Raider. I like Waffle.
I like Waffle Waddler better.
I kind of like Waffle Waddler too. Sand Person sounds kind of boring now. All right. Ready for the next one?
All right. We got this.
All right.
Maybe not. What in the hobble hops is that? Yeah, that's its name now. Hobble hops.
Hobble Hops?
Hobble hops.
Hobble Hops.
Even though it looks like he's got a butt on his face.
He does have a butt on his face. That is, you're actually correct. So what is it? Hobble Hops?
Hobble hops.
This is Hobble Hops.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. This is Hobble Hops. Ready for the next one? The last one, I think.
Yeah. Sure.
Ready?
Oh no. Kodak.
That is Kodak. You're absolutely right. It's Kodak.
Am I?
No, this is. Is it because it looks like a Polaroid?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. To me, it looks like a Kodak camera, like the ones where you shake.
Yeah. No, I love it. So from now on, this is Kodak. Good job. Good job.
Thank you for your support, always. Oh my god.
All right, so we are gonna go and eat some breakfast, I think. But
yeah, I think that's why I named them all food. I'm hungry.
Yeah. So, but what I wanted to do was also thank Drew and Collector Displays for coming out today. I am excited to get his new cases for the grading and plus my coin collection. If you guys liked my video about the 25 facts about action figures, tomorrow I have another video coming out, 25 more facts.
There's facts on facts.
There is no tax on facts.
That's like the waffle wobbler throwing up more facts. That's a lot of facts.
Baby, there's no tax on facts. We're gonna do this. So thanks. Thanks a lot for hanging out. I know it's a short stream, but I just wanted to come on and say hi to you. And plus bring Drew on because you guys did have a lot of questions. And I'm glad he came on.
Drew's cool.
Drew's really cool, man.
Yeah,
I can't.
Amazing cases.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet him when I go to London.
Ladies, it helps with dusting.
It does help with dusting. All right, everybody. Yeah, please check out tomorrow's video. It pops off at 9 a.m. Pacific time. And yeah, as always, my friends, thank you, and I will see you next time.